I still can't believe we all just blabbed everything that happened to that reporter.
They're trying to prevent Rarity from reading the paper, but for some reason, Rainbow Dash flies as slow as her friends rather than speed ahead. This whole episode has a very obnoxious coloring issue where some shots are fine and others are blown out and oversaturated. In a magical tug of war, the alicorn probably shouldn't be the one to concede so easily. They really aren't even trying to stop her from reading this, are they? Hey, Rarity, guess what? You're the first to go gray!
No spoilers!
Forthright swimmer. This is such common behavior for Fluttershy that Rarity doesn't relate it at all to the review at Hoof. These two suggest the diner is gonna see a whole lot of guns soon. Twilight stops holding the cup, but it continues to levitate.
It was a plum-puckered, pig-pushing disaster.
I believe the word you meant to use is tuckered, Applejack. She's so country, even her countryisms are misused. This shelf has been waiting its whole life to fail at the very moment they walk in.
Are you sure you'll be ready to open tonight?
Rarity wants to be taken seriously as a business pony, yet she schedules her grand opening before the location or the inventory is even remotely ready. All ambition, no intuition.
Hire her or I raise rent until you no can afford.
If this extortion is part of Rarity's interview with the paper, some pony's gonna have her legs broken for snitching. Also, fun fact, this is the only time in the show where Rarity's wealth is proven not to be infinite. The wall is much too far away, so Fluttershy leans this broom against the edge of the shot's frame.
Smokey made too much noise eating garbage, so Softpad's mother made them move out of the trash can.
Fluttershy got all of that information from just a couple seconds of raccoon chatter.
Fools today listen to their so-called music far too loud.
Rarity calls these full-grown mares babies because they enjoy EDM. That's right, Rarity fans. You can't listen to 90% of Brony music without betraying your favorite pony. Join the derpy side instead. We don't judge you.
Sweep, 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 sweep.
Only Twilight could make a dance remix about sweeping.
Unabashed Brony musician bait.
How lame is that?
It wasn't even catchy.
Applejack and Dash say Twilight's sweep song is lame and not catchy, but they're seen participating quite happily. Sure, that's probably the joke, but does that mean other things we see or hear about did or didn't happen?
You know how most stores have a little jingle bell when the door opens?
No, because most are of the hollow cup variety, actually. Jingle bells are enclosed spheres. Get your bell terminology right, you ding-dong.
I installed one of Daddy's antique horns.
Great, but it only sounds while closing the door. It also prevents the door from closing, so it pretty much fails at every aspect. Apparently, Equestria couldn't cure the common cold, even with all its magic. Either that, or Twilight is silently refusing to cast a healing spell until paid or begged to do so.
Miss Pommel!
Yet again, Rarity narrowly avoids going to trademark jail. Miss Pommel, was interviewed despite having nothing to contribute. Maybe the reporter is just ahead of his time. Poor prevention of viral spread is a gag that hasn't aged well. One of the symptoms of the common cold in Equestria is sudden disappearance syndrome.
Car horn?
Car may be short for carriage, but this is still a sin considering the impracticality of using a horn with their talking horse-drawn carriage transportation method. One of these Pinkies couldn't have sat down without noticing the other. Clearly, Hat Pinky over here is the real one, and she's been keeping tabs on this fake Pinky we've been following for years.
But I don't even have a single employee.
It's kind of hilarious that Rarity doesn't even consider for a single moment that her friends could be remotely good enough to even just temporarily fill that role. Until a couple seasons from now when she does just that, of course.
What would I do without you?
Maybe not get trapped in the display and actually have time to tackle these problems efficiently without wasting time like they do. Oh, sorry, was that rhetorical? Rarity acts like this is something she hasn't already planned weeks in advance like any competent business pony in her position would have. Return of the recycled from season 1. DJ Pone 3 pretends to have headphones. This is what happens when someone from the prop department drops the ball, but the actor stays on script. The pacifier is a surprising thing to include in a kids show, considering it's used by ravers to prevent teeth grinding after taking drugs. Equestrian ecstasy, confirmed canon. Pinkie Pie always bases her decision-making process on the advice of her tulpas. Pinkie has her play a different song because the bass is disruptive, but her new song actually has a bass as an instrument, which could be even more disruptive when played at a similar volume.
It's a thin, plain weave,
Sheer fabric, traditionally made from silk.
Curse that Wikipedia, stealing the show's dialogue word for word. How dare they? Applejack clashes with some pony who's basically the same color as her. Rainbow Dash argues with a lookalike that has the same coat and similar eyes. Rarity's antagonistic landlord is similar right down to the purple hair. And you could count the Raver Pinky lookalike as well. Was the color budget running low for this episode or what? There is no way they could have completely renovated this place in just a couple hours, especially considering they only just decided upon these changes in the previous scene. This isn't some reality TV show. This is real life.
Let's all dig in and we can fix this before Rarity finds out how bad we messed up.
I'm 6 feet away, darling. I can hear every word. This line wasn't here before and must have formed in the past few seconds. That's racist.
Rarity for you is only hiring the best of the best. So I hired them all.
Problems become so much easier to solve when you're spending some pony else's money. Rarity must have requested someone smear Vaseline on the camera lens to hide her embarrassed blushing.
No spoilers!
If it's supposed to be the most fashionable block of shops, where's Stinky Bottom's Discount Hat Emporium?
Here it is!